Welcome to the Infinite Life with Katische Haberfield. I'm a quantum soul therapist, and I'd like to take you on a transformative journey exploring the mysteries of the soul, past lives, and infinite existence. Through over 60 regression case studies, mediumship interviews, and fascinating discussions with interesting human beings, uncover what it means to be a human facing duality on Earth whilst embracing the true nature of reality, non-duality, and unconditional love. Welcome back to the Infinite Life podcast. It's me, Katische Haberfield, your host again. Thank you for supporting the podcast and for listening to the previous 100 and something episodes that we've covered so far. So the most recent themes have been the Archangel Zadkiel channeling sessions, which have now completed for the moment until we get feedback from you guys as to how you enjoyed them. And then also the previous season of interviews, which was all about spiritual awakenings in midlife. So I was itching to get back to the sessions, the quantum soul therapy sessions, but I wanted to do something much more simpler, but much more profound this time. Instead of looking at limiting beliefs and constructs of the soul and potential negative entities and ghosts and all the things that can sometimes take our mind away from the simplicity of life and focus on the things that need to be healed, how about we look at and pose a question: if I could speak to your higher self, what are 5 lifetimes from a human's perspective? When we say lifetimes, all time is a human construct and there is no such thing as time. So if we could go to 5, and again, here we go, moments in time, 5 memories of the soul, no matter where they are, in any dimension, any planet, including Earth, what would your higher self choose to show you to help you understand and define happiness for yourself in this lifetime? So would your mind and your soul help you see happiness as joy? Would your mind and soul help you categorize and define it as a sense of peace, a sense of being useful? What is joy and happiness to you? How do you define it? There's too many books written on happiness already, but how does the soul see happiness? And that's what it's itching to get out, because I think it's really both simple and profound and important right now in humans' history to really look at it and say, so sure, there's 700 books I could pick up at the bookstore about happiness, but how do I define it? What makes me happy? What makes my soul light on fire? And I guess that's what we're all trying to understand, isn't it? Why am I here? What makes me happy? What should I do more of? What should I do less of? And just forget about, do I need to be healed for a moment? Just focus on what makes you light up, what makes it all worthwhile. So that's the premise for this season. And I'll probably cut and paste that bit in every episode. I invited and still invite you all to come on. It doesn't matter if you've been on before or not. We're having 3 sessions, 3 fingers, Katish, 3 sessions for each guest. And over those 3 sessions, one of them will be a summary session where we bring in the learnings and have a chit chat, and you'll be able to hear that. The other 2 will be divided into 2 sessions where we look at 5 memories. And they will be split up into different sessions. So session 1 and session 2. Today we have Cindy Porter, our very good friend of the podcast, who came on all the way back in season 1. And she was being interviewed to teach us all about animal spirit guides. And she took me on a journey to the Akashic to meet my animal spirit guides. And if you just listen to the Archangel Zadkiel season, you'll find why that's amusing to me, because that's where it all began and we've gone full circle. But anyway, Cindy, as you'll see, if you're watching this on Spotify desktop or on YouTube, that Cindy has a background which is all animals because she's an animal artist, and she brings through healing through her expressions of artistry. She's also does her own special blend of healing through the Akashic. And I don't remember what her current title is because it's not important. And I changed mine like I changed my underwear practically. So it's just about the intention of the season and why we're doing this. So I was asked specifically by my guides and specifically Archangel Zadkiel and Archangel Michael to do this season. And I hope you find it interesting. So today we just simply set the intention to relax Cindy and to get her to be taken by the angels to a moment in time that was important for her to see, to understand her own definition of happiness. And you can see, and you'll be astounded by today's session, because it may not be what you expect. And I learned so much about Cindy in today's session, and I've had a lot to do with her over the last 4 years. Really intensive working relationship and professional relationship with Cindy. So this really was quite moving for me because it helped me get to know her professionally and as a friend at an even deeper layer. But in summary, I would just like to invite you to really consider at the end what her higher self says, because it's not only about what her higher self says for her, but the higher self makes an invitation to all listeners of the podcast. And she's somewhere between the theta and the delta state, where we ask the higher self to come in and summarize the session. And then I asked the higher self, expecting the higher self to give Cindy a message, but the higher self had a message for me and for you, for the listeners of the podcast. And I can't make that up. I can't pre-program that. She's deep, almost on an ambigualistic state. And she has a totally different voice because it's the higher self who doesn't speak English, doesn't speak words, because words are not required when you are a light being. So the higher self is trying to figure out how to express in human terms the message that they have. So please stick around and listen to that message. And I invite you to come on the podcast and be part of a guest. All the T's and C's are on the website, katische.com. Please go make yourself a cup of tea and listen to the session. We never ever include the entire front session where we're taking Cindy or any of the guests into a deeply relaxed session, because we don't want you to fall asleep driving, because just by simply listening to me take her into a deeply relaxed state, if you were driving and listening, you could fall asleep. So please understand that it is my intention not to hide how I get them into the state with the angels, the guests that is, but to simply not cause any danger to you. So that's why we cut to the point where she is ready to go into the memory. Okay, that's all. I would love to hear some feedback, please, guys. I know this is on a podcast, so it's very hard to give podcasts. Spotify does give ability for you to give feedback, but I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn. Just keep it simple with those. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you have any questions or concerns, then send me a message on one of those 3 social media outlets: YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. They're my professional profiles. They're not personal profiles. So you can just feel free to send me a message. Okay, namaste. That's all. Hope you enjoy the special session with Cindy, her higher self, and the rest of her soul. I am asking the angels now to move you and carry you through time and space to another moment and place where we are to witness the happiest moments of your soul. Something that will help you in the very best way. The angels are carrying you, drifting and floating through time and space. You're feeling protected and safe, comfortable and relaxed. The angels know the way. They are taking you to a moment in time that is important for you. Drifting and floating through time and space. And now the angels are stopping. They are bringing the bubble of white light that you are back down to the surface. The bubble of light is on the surface now. I'm going to count from 3 to 1. And when I reach 1, you'll be on the other side of the white light, our destination for today. 3, moving through the white light. 2, moving through the white light. 1, be on the other side now. You're in another place, another time. Look around you. Engage all of your senses. Look with your mind's eye. Feel and know through your energy body. Listen with your spiritual ears. What is your first impression?
It's isolated. Feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, in the middle of nowhere. Does it feel cold or hot or
Warm.
what's warm? Okay, and what else can you tell me about how you feel in this environment? Does it feel dry or windy, or what is the weather conditions?
Dry.
Dry? What else do you know in this moment?
It's like a red earth.
Red earth? Okay. And is it a crumbly?
Not so much.
Okay. Solid?
Yeah, it's also little peaks everywhere.
Okay. And how do you feel in this moment?
I feel like I'm the only one around.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
Calm.
Calm? Okay. And looking around, what do you know about yourself? Are you a being? How would you describe your state of being in this moment? Your physical state of being?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so if you have a look at yourself, do you feel like you are just a ball of light, or do you feel like there's the form that comes with you?
I can't get any form.
Okay.
Doesn't feel like there is a form.
Okay, so you might be an energy being. Could you have a look around and see, for example, if I said to you, hold out your hand, do you have a hand? You don't have to.
It doesn't feel like I have a hand.
Okay. And if I told you to look down at your feet, could you see feet?
No.
No. Okay, so do you have a sense of a human word that could describe your state of being? The first thing that pops into your mind.
Light.
Light. You're a light being. Perfect. And now, do you feel like there's something that you have an urge to do at this moment? Do you feel like there's something that you wish to show us or tell us?
I just feel like word overseeing comes to mind.
Overseeing. Okay. All right, so let's have a look around. Because you don't have any impairments that are associated with a physical body, you can move yourself around quite quickly. So let's, if we were used to use a description, let's float around for a bit over this red place that you are and see if you can describe it to us. Is it a planet?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And have we visited this planet before? Meaning you and Katische in a session.
Yes comes to my head.
Okay, great. All right. And you said you were overseeing things. Is this a creation?
That's what I feel like it is.
Okay. So this planet is being created at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And how would you describe your role in the creation process?
I just get words like important, responsibility.
Can you see other light beings there doing work on the planet, or
Not at the moment, I can't.
not at the moment? Have there been other beings, light beings?
I feel like there may have been, yes.
Okay. And when there were other people, sorry, not people, beings that were there doing the creation process for creating the planet, can you take us to a moment where we could have a look at that and let us know your sense of feeling emotionally when there were other people that were doing work that you were overseeing? How did that make you feel when there were others there?
Like we were all doing something important.
Okay. Did you feel stressed?
It doesn't seem like an appropriate word.
Okay. Do you have a word for how it made you feel?
Don't think I do.
Okay. Did you feel like you were part of a team when they were there?
Yes, but also responsible.
Okay. So you enjoyed the camaraderie, but it came with a little bit of weight. Okay. And now that they have all gone to finish their tasks, you feel much more peaceful.
Yes.
Okay. And so what do you know about the difference between when people are or beings are around and when you're by yourself?
By myself, I can be calm.
And if we could step you down, 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 deeper into relaxation. If we could become deeper and deeper relaxed. If we could feel more and more peaceful. Just being light being by yourself. Enjoying the company of the newly formed planet. Just enjoying your own energy and the energy of the planet. It seems to me that you can feel the sentience of the planet. Is that right?
Yeah, I feel like I now yeah. When I'm by myself, I can. The only word that comes to mind is zoomies.
Zoomies? You feel like you've got the zoomies? Okay, you're excited?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel some kind of parental or familiar sentiment like a mother might feel with a newborn baby? Or is it different to that? Or like a pet mother might have of a new baby kitten?
So that relates better.
Yeah, okay. So if you feel proud of this little planet?
Yeah.
And can you speak with the planet? Communicate like via light language or some form of non-verbal communication? How do you know that the planet is sentient?
I just know.
You just know? And how do you communicate between the two of you?
It just happens.
Just happens seamlessly. And how does the planet feel?
It's like any newborn. Happy, like any young child, I suppose is the better word. A playful child, happy, excited. Where they're at that stage where their eyes are full of wonder at everything that goes on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And have you co-created a planet like this before?
Yes, pops in my head straight away.
Okay. Lovely. And is this a task that you enjoy?
Yes.
Lovely. And what else would we like to know about this location and the peace that you feel here? What is something that strikes you as interesting? You can move around and you can float around and just examine things that you had forgotten about and tell us what you're seeing or feeling.
I love the feeling of the freedom,
The freedom.
non-restrictive feeling. I love I have a huge sense of wanting to nurture and care and look after.
Okay.
It's huge.
And how does a light being nurture, care, and look after a planet as it's developing? Can you give me a sense energetically that how that happens?
I don't know
Okay, no, that's fine.
how to say that.
Because like a mother cat might pick up her kitten by the back of the neck and take it over to a mat and lay down and lick its fur and feed it or something like that. But it has a physical body, so
I got an image of spreading myself out around the planet, like as if I'm creating some sort of a protective something.
yeah, I got an image just then of you if you had hands and you're a human being pretending you would be cuddling the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. And in this co-creation role, is there any special moments that you would like to show us as this baby planet is developing?
They're all special.
They're all special?
They're all special.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. So we'd just like to invite your higher self to come in now and let us know why they chose for this moment. So if you could just relax into it and invite the white light of your higher self to communicate through your voice. You may feel that you need to clear your throat or do something to allow the airways to expand to bring in the white light and open your heart to receive the transmission. Sometimes you might see symbols instead of words.
Lots of light language symbols.
Great. All right, just allow the fact that your higher self has chosen for you to see the light language first, and that we can use our review session to understand and interpret the light language. So all you need to do right now is just receive and be open to receiving the light language, Cindy. And you know that you will be able to, when you wake up, you will be able to draw this light language or paint this light language. So you don't need to have to worry about remembering the light language. Just allow the symbols to penetrate your beingness. Because after all, you are energy, so you don't have words in this lifetime. So the light language is probably the most appropriate way to receive the transmission from your higher self. And also, just in the background, I'm not talking to you, Cindy, but I'm just talking to the planet. And the planet is also welcome to send some kind of energetic transmission to the being that was present with the co-creation of it. That can then be later on downloaded and translated by the human being who is known currently as Cindy. So you may see something different, or maybe it's a feeling. Don't worry about that. Just allow the two different streams of energy to co-create, to tell the story for later on. And just for the back of your mind, Cindy, it may be that the higher self is doing the transmission first, and then the planet will go second, or they may be doing it simultaneously. So don't worry if you don't feel the transmission from the planet yet. And if it seems like you're receiving a lot of information, don't worry. It's all unfolding perfectly.
I don't see anything anymore.
Okay, lovely. Beautiful. So what I want you to do is to drift away from these scenes now. Drift away with the angels will come back in and grab you. Drift away and float away. Drift away, float away. The angels are going to transport you to another moment in time, in space, dimensions, where there's something else that your soul would like to show you today. Another definition of one of the happiest moments of your soul that is deemed important by your soul to see today. So notice as you feel light and your energy moves across, transforms and gets ready to take you into the next scene that we need to see today. So let me know if you notice any of the scenery changing, or you can feel emotionally different, energetically different, or when the angels have taken you to a new location or energy location.
I feel like I'm back in the same place.
Oh, okay. Is this later on in the development of the planet?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And how does the planet look and feel to you now? What's the difference? How do you know it's later on?
It's much more developed in human terms.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a body.
You feel like you're in a body?
Yep.
Okay, so let's...
On the planet now.
Okay, and if you could describe the body that you inhabit. As if you were painting it.
It feels human, but a bit weird.
Okay, how do you define weird?
Like the head is a bit different, like not quite the right shape.
Okay.
The feet feel big.
What do you mean by not quite the right shape? Do you mean it's more elongated, more spherical?
Yeah, elongated, I guess, is probably the best descriptor.
Okay, and are there any redeeming features on this face, like a lack or an addition of features that we would not be used to when we are human beings on Earth?
Don't really see any hair.
No hair? Okay. So do you see through eyes?
Yes.
Okay. And are they eyes that have eyeballs like we have, or are they like more like spaces for light to come out?
Yeah, that's a better description.
So some people, when they describe angels, would say that they have like spaces for light to come out where there would be eyeballs. Is this a similar sort of a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And what else do you notice about what we would call the head? Anything interesting about the nose?
Don't know if there is one.
Okay. Again, would it be called slits? Or do you even need to breathe? What's the atmosphere of this red planet like? It's so hard to describe when you're trying to describe it through the lens of a human being, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you even need to eat or breathe? Do you know what I mean?
I don't feel like I do.
Yeah. So I think food having to consume something through your mouth is quite unique on Earth, I think.
I feel like that's more of an absorption thing.
Okay. All right, and what else would you like to tell us about yourself? Do you feel like you have a name and an identity? Meaning that you have a sense of like an ego, like a self.
Yeah, but I feel like I've done this so I can like check up on things, like undercover is a word that comes to mind.
Okay. Why did you need to go undercover?
To make sure everything's, I don't know, to check on something, to make sure everything's running smoothly. I don't know.
Okay. That's all right. That's fine. And do you want to take us for a bit of a look around? How do you move this physical body? Do you walk or float? Do you have feet?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do they touch the surface or do they float above the surface?
In the body, they touch the surface.
Okay. And before you described the surface as red and hard, how would you describe it now?
It's still, a lot of it is still like that.
Okay. And would we say that anything had penetrated the surface, or is there any growth? Is there a tundra that has been created, or is it just...
There are, I was going to say green areas, but they're not green.
Okay, what are they?
They're more colorful than that.
Okay. Is
Green
it like
doesn't really, it's like there's no green.
There's no word for green. It's like a multicolored. Okay. I guess we define colors via the human eye and the visible light spectrum, right? Whereas it's different when you're a different kind of a body, correct? Okay.
It all looks like very brightly colorful.
Okay, and when you were with this planet earlier on, you felt peaceful. And now that you're in the body form, how does it feel to be revisiting? Can you still communicate with the planet?
Yes.
Okay. And how does
I feel like the planet, I feel like I had to come and fix something, do something.
Okay. Do you want to take yourself for a little walk around and see what it is that you needed to fix or do?
I just stopped something
You had to stop something? Okay.
that other beings were doing.
Okay. That they were not authorized to do? Or maybe they didn't know what they were doing? What's the kind of feeling that you get about why you had to stop them? Was it because it was damaging the planet, or they weren't doing
Yes, that was hurting
hurting her? Okay.
Yep.
And how would be the best way to describe it? Was it because they were like trying to pull resources from her, or how and why did it hurt her?
No, it doesn't feel like that. More like something they were doing in human terms. They were creating the equivalent of creating like some sort of garbage or harmful toxins or something like that was going to kill her off.
Oh dear. You want to tell us a bit more about that? You don't have to.
Hard to describe.
Okay. And how did this discovery make you feel?
Like I needed to be mama bear.
Mm-hmm. Protection, right? You had this real protective instinct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did the planet send you communication to come help? Like, how did you know this was happening?
Yes.
Planet sent you a communication?
Yes. Cold.
Okay. But it was a long time since you visited last, right?
Yes.
And so these people that were hurting the planet, would you call them like with the locals, so to speak? Like that was a life form that then had settled on the planet? Yeah. Okay, so they didn't know that they were hurting the planet?
Yeah.
Because they were just going around their everyday lives or whatever and didn't realize the impact of their...
It's like they stumbled upon some new idea or something. Like it wasn't their everyday things. It was some new discovery.
Okay. If you had human terms for it, would it be like some scientist discovered something and it accidentally...
I get the picture of the first atomic bomb.
Oh, okay.
So humans discovered, scientists created that, and the devastation that then caused.
Okay. The planet was basically saying, help, these guys are basically going to blow me up if they go any further.
Yeah, but it wasn't blow up. But yeah.
Okay. Destroy me.
Yeah.
Okay. And so was it an emergency situation?
It felt like it, yes.
Felt like an emergency. And did you have to rush there, or did it take a long time to get there from where you were?
Time is not like...
Yeah, time's not the right word, but from the message communication from the planet,
yes,
to when you got there, is it instantaneous, or do you feel like...
Instantaneous is what I feel.
Okay, instantaneous, good, all right. And were you doing something somewhere else? Like you were busy on some other mission or creation of some other planet when you got this distress message?
Not too busy, I don't feel.
Not too busy, okay. And the planet called you because of the connection that you had in the other lifetime as the energy being?
Yeah,
or is it
feels like it's my responsibility to look after and keep safe and...
Okay, so this is a human question, okay? So you know how in human life on Earth, and we talk about reincarnation, we talk about different lifetimes where we put on a different costume, right? And we play a different role with a different name. From when the planet was created, and the soul that is currently called Cindy was this energetic being of light, to the point where the soul that calls itself now Cindy put on the costume so she could go discover what was happening and help. Would we humans call that one lifetime, or we call that 2 lifetimes? Just because she had different form.
I don't understand.
Okay, all right. It doesn't, yeah, okay. I didn't think it had relevance in terms of... It's this whole time thing that's a bit difficult for us humans to understand. I think that's what it is. Because energy is continuous when you're in other places other than Earth, whereas we see it as discontinuous, right? we humans see it as discontinuous. We think that we put on a suit, come down, play the role of Cindy, and then we go back up and we're dead. But really, it's one continuous energy with a different costume on, right? Is that how you would say it? Okay. All right. So for my human brain, I'll just classify that as one so-called human experience. So this is a happy moment or a peaceful moment or a joyous moment of your soul because you were in your protection mode. So happiness was protection?
Because I was able to prevent what happened, what was about to happen.
You're able to prevent it. Okay. And I know, again, emotions are human terms, but if you could feel the sense, was it like a relief, or how would you best describe it in human terms?
Joy.
Joy. Okay, beautiful. Joy. Okay, and is there anything else that we need to see about this planet's development after you stop this act from happening?
No, it goes on well then.
Okay, great. And did you continue to pop in and out and monitor the planet?
Yep.
Okay. And do you feel that there's anything else that we need to know about your involvement with this planet, or have we finished with this planet for today? We don't have to rush through it if there's more that you wish to show yourself.
Anything further does not revolve around your intention for today.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. All right, so I believe that the angels will come again this time and surround you in white light of your higher self, a protective bubble, and transport you to the next location in your soul's history, so to speak, where you'd like to show us something that is important today. So just drift away, float away, or however you move, and just let me know when you come upon a completely different scenario.
I feel like I'm in a cave.
You're in a cave? Okay. And could you describe what you see here?
It's dark.
It's dark. And do you have a physical body?
Yep.
And would you describe yourself as being on planet Earth or somewhere else?
I feel like it's Earth.
Okay. And in the
A
current
big
dimension?
blanket.
Or a different dimension of Earth? So, you know how humans talk about third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, second dimension, blah, blah, blah.
I think it's current.
Current? Okay. And would you describe yourself as male or female?
I think I'm female.
Okay. And would you describe yourself in other terms for me, please?
I understand.
Okay, so imagine you were painting a picture of yourself. How would you describe your features, your height, and your eyes, your hair, your age? Are you young? Are you...
I, yeah. I want to say 20.
20? Okay. And if I had an easel in front of me and you were just from what you can see now trying to get me to paint just from your words, how would you describe me? Sorry, how would you describe yourself so that I could paint you? So Cindy recently painted a picture and she said there were heavy emotions and she felt sad in that painting. Would you use words of emotion to describe how to paint you, or would you use features like this person had big ears, or this person had a big nose, or they felt joyous, or...
I'm finding it difficult to answer these questions.
Okay, all right.
The cave is dark.
What else is in the cave? Is anyone or anything in the cave with you?
There are animals in there with me.
Okay, what kind of animals are in there? Can you just tell me?
There's quite a few different animals.
And
there's a youngish deer that looks like it's got a hurt leg.
okay.
It's like I'm looking after it.
Okay.
It's like I'm looking after all of them.
Okay.
There's a bird with a damaged wing. Some sort of gopher or something. Marmot, maybe.
Okay.
Marmot, yeah. It's a marmot. It's got a sore pull. It's almost like it's an animal hospital.
Okay. And do you go out and look for these hurt animals, or do they come to you? They find you?
It's a little bit of it's they know of me, so they come for help, but also I can sense when they need help and can go to them.
Okay.
Call out to me.
Okay. And do they go back to the wild or wherever they came from once they have received treatment from you, or do they stay with you, become your family?
No, but once they are better, off they go.
Okay. And how does it feel when you see them off to back to where they came from?
Makes me happy.
Makes you happy?
Yeah. Makes me happy that I was able to help them when they needed, and they could go back to their life.
And do they ever pop back in again and say hello?
Often when I'm walking out in the daytime, if they see me, they will come up. Yeah.
Okay. What else do you know about yourself in this lifetime? What else do you want to see?
That's what I see. It's just spending the time looking after them.
Okay. And do you have any family that lives with you, or do you live alone in this cave?
I think it's just me.
Just you?
Yep.
And do you want to tell me why you chose to live in the cave alone and help the animals? Does it just make you feel happier to be alone with the animals, or?
It just feels like that's what I should do.
It's okay, you followed your instinct to do that. And have you been doing this for a long time if you're only 20?
I feel like ever since I left my family group here.
Okay.
maybe I was forced to leave my family
Okay.
because animals, some of the animals frightened others when they came for help.
I can understand that because the animals would be distressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't so much that they forced me, it was that I chose, because it's like the others would see the animals as a threat and therefore try to kill the animals or chase them off, or so that I couldn't help them.
Okay.
Whereas on my own, they can come freely and get the help they need.
And is there any animal in particular that you are very fond of?
I'm fond of them all, but there's a little bear cub in particular that I'm very attached to.
And did you give the bear cub a name?
Mojo.
Lovely. And is there anything you'd like to tell us about Mojo?
No, we stay close. You can see going through Mojo growing up, becoming he's a big bear. Like a grizzly bear.
Oh, okay.
But we stay close all the way through his life. He lives to be a grand old bear. Yeah. So to get the feeling he would not have been able to do that if I didn't help when I first met him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had a very bad infection
Oh.
in his front paw. That probably would have killed him.
Oh dear.
Or at least, at the very least, it made him lame.
Okay.
Or he would not have been able to survive. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's anything else you'd like to show us?
No.
Would you like to bring in the higher self now?
Yep.
Okay. Let me know when the higher self is ready. And are they going to speak to us, or will they communicate via a similar message system as previously?
I feel like they want to speak.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready.
I just get, what do you want to know?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming today. I was just waiting. Sometimes I can talk too much, so I was just allowing you to come through. Thank you for your presence. So I was wanting to ask, I mean, it's obvious to me, but we're doing this for a recording, and I was wondering if you could let us know why you wanted to show Cindy that lifetime in particular.
Because it fit your criteria.
Okay. Without saying, "Duh, Freddie." Could you be more specific, please?
As in, do you want to know why it fit your criteria?
Yes, please.
Okay. It is a moment when, moment is the right word, moment when Cindy's soul was happy. It shows the joy she gets from both being connection or contact with animals and with her soul's desire to nurture
Mm-hmm.
and protect. This is why.
Perfect, thank you. I just wanted to hear it from you. Is there anything else that you would like to comment on about this lifetime or the other scenario that we just viewed?
The same pleasure, joy is experienced from the nurturing, the protecting, the looking after, these terms is why we showed that one in addition to the peace and joy that the soul she gets from the freedom of being in the light herself.
Okay. And do you have any comment in relation to, and you'll know whether this is relevant or not, so I'm open to you commenting either way. At the moment, in this lifetime as Cindy Porter, she is very nurturing to human beings who need her spiritual help and guidance in her professional role, as well as a nurturer in her role as a zoo in the zoo where she volunteers. But however, she decided to come and do these sessions because she was feeling slightly overwhelmed at the moment, and because I am just making assumptions, and assumptions can not be very helpful, sometimes they are. Is there a reflection here about this feeling of overwhelm? Is this linked to some kind of wisdom or that you need to bring through for her about this overwhelm that I may think is linked to too much nurturing or something?
I do not know how to properly answer. There is the issue of the human form.
Okay.
She cannot do as much in the human form as what she can when she is free.
Okay.
If you understand my words.
Yes, I do understand your words. Yep.
Um,
So she feels restricted a little bit by what she could do to help those that need her help when she's in human form.
Yes.
Okay. But she chose to be in human form, so I guess there's a distinct reason for her being in the human form to help.
Yes.
Okay. And being the higher self, is there anything that you need to do in the background today for her to help her with that?
I have already done previously
Okay.
the first time you called me.
Okay, thank you. And do you feel that she would benefit from going to, because as by the fact that we're humans, we define things, and as you have been watching how Cindy and I work together, we have designated 5 lifetimes, as humans would call it, to visit over this series. And we have time today to visit another one, or do you think that energetically we should leave it here? How do you feel?
I think that she is already tired.
Okay, all right. And is there anything else you wish to say before we end the session today?
I think that that's the right words. I think that this series
Serious, yes.
is a wonderful thing. Wonderful? Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thing you are bringing to Earth.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Do you want to leave it at that, or do you have any advice to people who are slightly frightened to do this series? Because I feel sometimes people need encouragement.
They should take advantage of your generous offer to do this experience. It will be very beneficial for them.
Okay. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. I'm very grateful that you gave me that encouragement and them. Okay. Thank you. All right. We might say thank you and farewell until next time. And we will slowly bring Cindy back to consciousness. So thank you again. All right, Cindy. So we're going to bring you back around now. So you'll start to feel heavier. And you'll begin to feel that you are back in your human body as Cindy Porter, and begin to feel the sensations of having a body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.